All right, court is calling 2024 CR 3954, State of Texas versus Walter Charles Weller. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Edelman.
Defense.
Honest on behalf of Mr. Weller.
And are you Mr. Weller?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
We have, Your Honor, and I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Weller, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Weller, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is requesting a $2,000 fine and the state is recommending deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
I have no objections, Your
All
Honor.
right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, I don't know if the court recalls, but the court had reset this case a couple of weeks so that Walter could finish the dual diagnosis recovery program
Yes.
at Ripple Ranch. I just wanted to show the court that he has in fact completed that program. and successfully completed it and has received a certificate of completion.
All right, thank you. Excuse me, could you hand that to probation, please? All right, is there anything else?
Other than Judge, he seems to be doing very well. He tells me he learned a lot from that program and he's excited to continue.
All right, so is he still working with them, an outpatient?
They have recommended outpatient program for him, Judge. He's got a couple of documents that indicate the different programs. I'm not sure if they're in San Antonio, though. Is that right?
Yeah, well, then I also was going to attend a church in Elmendorf where I live. It's a Catholic church I normally went to, but I stopped going in 2020 with the COVID. And just never went back.
All right, and the facility that he was previously with, what's the full name?
It's a Ripple Ranch Recovery Center.
I'm sorry,
Ripple Ranch Recovery Center.
RIPP?
RIPPLE. Yes. No, it's in Spring Branch.
So where is Spring Branch located? What county?
281 North, I believe it's Blanco County, isn't it?
I think so.
I think it's Blanco County.
All right, so,
And there was a 30-day inpatient program that he finished.
all right, so does he want to be transferred to Spring Branch?
No.
So where is he going to continue with his outpatient treatment with
It
them?
would be in Elmendorf, Texas, where I live.
All right,
Yeah.
and do you have children?
Yes, I have 3 now, Your Honor.
All right, and why was Candace, the juvenile Candace, does she live with you?
She lives on her own now, Your Honor.
And how old is she?
She's 19 now.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's going to be a $2,000 fine that will be probated, 2 years deferred adjudication, 120 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes that, that'll be deemed satisfied. We'll do a transfer to Elmendorf, Texas. You're not on probation in Elmendorf until they accept the transfer. You're to continue with your treatment with.
Elmendorf is Bear County.
Yeah.
It is so far. I mean, Elmendorf is in Bear County, but I will tell you, I represented a child, and that was one of the longest drives ever. All right, thank you. So,
Yeah.
he will not be transferred to Elmendorf because he's already in Bear County. Okay, so, but it's probation. He can live in Elmendorf then. There's going to be parenting classes. Once you complete those, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Are you to continue your treatment with Ripple Ranch Recovery System? There's going to be anger management, regular random UAs,
Okay.
regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Are you employed?
Not at the moment.
All right. There's going to be proof of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to ask for field visits 1 time per month until completion of TAP evaluation. And I'm going to order TAP evaluation and probation. If TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with outpatient treatment. All right. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court?
No, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, to be successful on probation in this court, communication is key. If you have a question, ask your probation officer. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court and we'll address it. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Maybe
Welcome. Court is calling 2024 CR 6133. All right, so everyone, if you're behind the court reporter, if you all can move to that end. Court is calling 2024 CR 6133, State of Texas versus Efren Lopez. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Harris Edelman.
Robert
Bromach, three from Lopez.
And are you Mr. Lopez?
Sí.
Yes.
And we have an interpreter. If you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Mariana Rios.
All right, Mr. Lopez, all of the documents I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
Yes, Your Honor. Sí, su señoría.
Yes,
All
Your
right, so
Honor.
here's the thing, either we're doing English or either we're doing Spanish, but we're not doing both.
Entiendo.
I understand.
All right, so were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
Sí.
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Lopez, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it
Sí.
Yes.
and did you sign it?
Sí, señora.
Yes,
Did
Your
you
Honor.
review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sí.
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Mr. Lopez, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Sí, señora.
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Sí, señoría.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram?
Sí.
Yes.
That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Sí.
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes. Yes.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor, he is.
Mr. Lopez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
Counsel, were you able to provide Mr. Lopez with information regarding this plea and the impact it will have on his immigration status?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
All right. Was he informed that he could face possible deportation, denial of naturalization, and the denial of reentry?
Yes, Your Honor, he was.
Mr. Lopez, were you informed of the impact this plea could have on your immigration status?
Sí.
Yes.
Were you informed that you could face possible deportation,
Sí.
Yes.
the denial of naturalization,
Sí.
Yes.
and the right to reentry?
Sí.
Yes. Also.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sí.
Yes.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication, and there's to be restitution to SAPD for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Sí.
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, it is. Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Sí.
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No me opongo.
No contest?
State, any evidence?
Should be contained in exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Sí.
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
I understand.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, we will.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, I think he'll do well, Your Honor. He'll fulfill your rules. Complete the probation.
All right, do you have any children?
Sí.
Yes.
How many?
Dos.
2.
What are their ages?
20 y 17.
20 and 17.
All right.
Uno está-
Are you employed?
One is in college.
All right, thank you. Are you employed?
Sí.
Yes.
What do you do?
Construcción.
Construction.
All right, the court is going to sentence you to a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. 2 years deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution, if any, to SAPD for drug testing. There's to be 120 sober meetings and 120 days, 150 hours of community service restitution, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And there's someone to drug test you today.
What are you referring to? Like what?
Drugs,
Drugs.
cocaine, marijuana, alcohol, methamphetamine.
Limpio.
Clean.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. We're going to do a drug test today.
Okay.
All right. Do you need any water?
Yes.
All right. We're going to do a TAP evaluation. Probation, that TAP evaluation is going to be in custody. Yes. And follow TAP recommendations. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs and field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. And there's to be no illegal reentry in the US. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court?
No.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Sí.
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. So the court is in receipt of a report that says that you previously had an illegal entry into the United States. I'm not putting you under oath for that, but that's the documentation I have, counsel.
Yes, sir.
All right, so he will do the TAP evaluation in custody. The US will know that he's in custody, and if they want to pick him up or they deem that he's entered the United States illegally, they will handle that matter. If they do not come and pick him up, then he will be on probation with the court. But if he is in the United States illegally, that's going to be a violation of his probation. All right, thank you. Court is calling 2024 CR 4905, State of Texas versus David Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason, your hand, you're up.
Defense?
Number Cranby, Mr. Gonzalez is to my right.
And are you David Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
To the best of my knowledge, yes, we've received.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gonzalez, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with
Yes.
your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and did you sign it?
I understood it and I.
Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, please.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. Did you understand you're charged with the offense of retaliation? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Off the record, counsel, your client needs to speak. All right, back on the record. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
yes,
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
yes.
Mr. Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration 72937 Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense, is that the plea?
Yes.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
And state, is there any restitution in the County Court 15 case?
It's a theft from Walmart, Your Honor.
Okay.
We're not seeking that restitution this time.
All right, thank you. Did you review the paragraph, the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions? Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty?
All right, state, any evidence?
No, Judge.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, please.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
He has no prior felony record. I just had one too many beers and started talking crazy to the police.
All right,
Yeah, can I say something?
sure.
Yeah, I had got off the bus and I had a little bit of beer in a HB bag, and when I got off in Travis Park, and I guess you're not supposed to have a can, and I took it out, and they made me stand there with the can. And I kind of like got frustrated, and then they said that I had warrants for grand theft auto and possession of firearm, which wasn't me, so I kind of had like a little, like, wasn't me, you know, and we started arguing, and that's when, I don't recall threatening it, but I did have a few bad words for them, and I regret it, but.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, I'm not.
Some people, no, let me just explain something to you. There are laws. Sometimes officers will give you a pass. But they most definitely will not give you a pass if you're being disrespectful.
And I was.
So, yeah. So maybe if you were not disrespectful, we wouldn't even be here. Guess
Yeah.
what? You would have just had a ticket for drinking alcohol in public.
I've thought about that so many times.
Yeah, and so you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to drink alcohol on the bus. And guess what? People who are on the bus, get the thing. Here's the thing. People are on the bus. They don't want to be sitting next to somebody drinking alcohol from a paper bag. That's just the way it is. And then after he tells you you're not allowed to drink alcohol, according to the steps, you continue to drink alcohol in front of him. Then he tells you you have 3 other active warrants, and then you get angry, and then you start calling him names. And then what do? You empty the beer on the sidewalk and throw the can in the street, which he rightfully so told you that's littering, which, by the way, people, please stop littering. The fact that you're smoking a cigarette and you put it on the ground and stomp it out, that's still littering. You know,
Yes,
nobody wants to clean up after you.
Mhm.
All right. Do you have any children?
I have a daughter, she's 26, and 4 grandkids.
All
4
right.
Little boys.
And how old are your grandchildren?
8, 6, 5, and 4.
All right. And do you live by yourself?
I stay at the Human Whole program right now. Ever since COVID, I was a supervisor for UPS, and I kind of I went through a bad relationship, and I was in a depression, and I was doing drugs and alcohol, but I already learned my lesson, and I want to get back to supervising. I'm going to try to be a supervisor at Amazon. It's a new one they opened over there.
All right. And what drugs were you using when you were using?
I was using meth, drinking beer and alcohol, and I was smoking marijuana. I wouldn't intervene anything, I should have, but I was smoking and snorting methamphetamine, which was my downfall mainly.
Okay.
I kind of know.
All right. And did you have an allergic reaction?
Yes, I have eczema, but they don't give me the medicine, and I was only using Vaseline.
Okay.
It's like it dries up, and when the dry skin comes up, it turns red.
No, I just want to make sure your health was okay.
I'm good. I'm good. Right now I currently work on Higher Quest. It's a temp service, and I plan on going back there and being at the courtyard at Haven Park. To get right back, I'm with the CHCS. I have counselors. I have a doctor for my medication because I have mood disorders and everything. But everything's there. I just got to go and check in as soon as I get out.
Right. So you know you have to follow rules.
Yes,
And you were having a hard time following rules in the box with speaking to the people in the audience, then speaking to other inmates in the box. You have got to internalize what rules are. And I know you know what the rules are, and you got to follow those. Otherwise, if you don't, there are going to be consequences. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. Take in consideration 729,376, 150 hours of community service restitution, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs.
Does that include alcohol?
Yes, you're not allowed to drink alcohol while you're on probation.
Okay.
There's to be proof of employment
I can do that.
within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. In custody is going to be a TAP evaluation and a referral to felony drug court. felony drug court will probably be able to see you on Monday. If he's not accepted into felony drug court, then he's to follow all recommendations of TAP. There's to be 120 sober meetings in 120 days. And also, if he's not accepted into felony drug court, and if TAP is recommending inpatient treatment, then he's going to be in inpatient treatment. If TAP is not, see if he can have a referral to lifetime recovery.
About corners, cost points, I was at cost points before, so it's like lifetime recovery.
We're going to follow these rules.
Okay.
Okay. There's to be field visits one time per month for 4 months. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes the parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied.
Thank you, Pat.
Probation is, and anger management class. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court?
I just wanted to know how soon will I be released?
Oh, well, it depends. If the TAP evaluation says you need inpatient treatment, you're gonna be going to inpatient treatment. If felony drug court accepts you, then felony drug court will give you your conditions. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yeah,
And did you sign it?
Yes,
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
okay.
All right, good luck to you. You need a place where and these programs that I'm recommending to you, they're all outpatient programs. But you are going to be in custody for the weekend. Felony drug court and Esperanza court, they will send someone over to interview you Monday or Tuesday. And if you're accepted in those programs, you'll probably be released on Wednesday and you'll be released to be in their program. What I can tell you is Esperanza court and felony drug court, they'll be able to help you with housing. They'll be able to help you with any mental health issues, and that's what you need. You understand? All right. And they will do it by next week, it will be done. It's not going to be done. Well, there's still a strong possibility they may be able to see you this week, but because of the holiday, it may not be 100% this week, but definitely by the following week. And counsel, if it's not done by Tuesday of next week, just come back in and we'll have it brought over and I'll do something else.
Yes, sir.
But you need to be open and honest with them. You understand? All right. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. There's to be proof of employment or SSI within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits one time per month until proof of stable medication compliance and a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order anger management. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
I want to ask you, am I allowed to speak?
Sure, yes.
I don't understand, I've been in psychiatric care since the age of 9 years old, state of Oklahoma
Mhm.
and in Texas. And I just don't see how psychiatric, I mean, like everybody wants me to take medication, it seems like, for issues. But, you know, I did 20 years in prison, 12 years administration segregation. I hadn't been in trouble in 4 years. And 2 of them imprisonments was on false allegations. And then on this one, I mean,
Well, here's the thing. Let me explain something to you. So with regards to medication, if the doctor says you don't need medication, if the doctor says, she just needs therapy, then that's what we'll do. But what I'm reading in the TAP evaluation, it states that you're on medication at the jail.
yes,
So,
yes, ma'am, I do take the medication and jail issues, but I do know within my rights as the state, I've been to Sasho, Counselor Regier, I've been to mental hospitals. Like I said, state of Oklahoma, my mother was military, I was myself in post Oklahoma. That's court order, I mean, like medication, I don't use drugs or alcohol or anything
well,
like
this is what I
that.
can tell you.
Yes, ma'am.
Legally, with medication, If you choose not to take the medication, what's going to end up happening is you may or may not decompensate. If you decompensate and become incompetent, they are probably going to take you into custody because this is considered a violent offense. And then they will seek to help you regain competency. And if they determine that medication is what will make you become competent and you choose not to take it, it will go before a judge. And then when it goes before that judge, they'll have a hearing on whether or not medication is to be forced.
So what do
And
you,
here's the thing, you'll have an attorney to represent you at that hearing. I'm just giving you these rules and I give people conditions. You have a choice. You can follow them or not follow them. That is completely up to you. And of course, there are consequences when we make certain choices. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yeah, sorry.
Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am. I just must have signed this on May 17th.
All right. And did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. If you need anything, just let the court know. All right, could I see, sir, thank you.
Maybe excuse me.
Yes.
Have a safe flight, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Sergio Barrera. Jay Boris,
No, he's there.
you're on this side.
Sorry.
All right, and state your name for the court reporter.
Carl Basil, Your Honor. Carl Basil, Basile. All right, this with a K. Sorry.
All right, is this a motion to revoke?
It's a restitution hearing, Your Honor. I was provided the money shop estimates just a few minutes ago. I do have a question about insurance, whether
All right, everyone, please whisper and
This was-
state. This is criminal trial division.
yes.
Is it evading or restitution? And the defense has a question about the restitution amount.
Yes, I was just provided from the probation officer, the body shop reports, and I'll review those in a minute. I have a question where she states it was insurance didn't pay. I don't know if the policy was canceled or it was a 2020 Buick Enclave. It seemed like the insurance. So I don't. It's 2020 Buick Enclave, so I'm just curious to see if there was insurance and if not, why there wasn't before we agreed to the amount, whatever it is.
All right, so here's the thing. The way the court sees it, if somebody has insurance and they don't use it, you're responsible for the restitution. If somebody has insurance and they used it, and now I'm being presented with something as though it's not used, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I don't know how, well, I guess I do know how she could prove that she didn't make an insurance claim. You just have a printout from your insurance company to show that no claim was made.
Well, that's fine. That's a question I have on it. If it was an older car, I wouldn't be that concerned, but it's a fairly modern car. Most people have insurance on their cars to protect them when they're that new.
Yeah, well, sometimes liability, sometimes not.
True, that's correct.
So, state, is there any way you can have the complainant let us know if she used insurance or not? And if she can get a printout from her insurance company that she didn't use it?
Would you want testimony or would we need to require like the insurance?
I mean, if she gives you the insurance company and where the vehicle is insured under, because I'm sure it will say,
Right. We'll see what kind of policy, what coverage it has.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see all that. Yeah.
all right,
And if it doesn't cover it, like uninsured motorists, then it's not covered.
all right. So if she didn't use it, so what we'll need is the policy that states which vehicle is covered under the policy. And then show proof that she didn't use it. And then that's where we are.
I'm sorry, which case is this, Your
Oh,
Honor?
it's J. Angel Juarez, 2024 CR 1043. And I set it for a restitution hearing because usually when there's a large amount, I'm like, and it comes later than when it should have, I think it should have. Because he was given probation in March and this restitution has just come to the court Yeah,
Correct. And
June.
It's over $6,000, so that's why I'm asking for that information to you because of the large amount.
All right, so what I'll do is state, I'm sure it'll take you some time to get that. So, how much time do you want?
Well, Mr. Elman just informed me that he was in contact with the victim.
All right, what I'll do is I'll recall it for 30 days. If you have it sooner than 30 days, then you can confer with defense counsel and you all can come back in.
That's fine.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Juarez for a restitution hearing?
July 18th.
All right, July 18th. All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Court is calling 2023 CR 8162, State of Texas versus Raylan Cabrera for defense.
John Young for the defense.
And for the state,
Jason Garrett.
and are you Ms. Cabrera?
Yes, ma'am.
Any objections to the defendant appearing by Zoom?
I'm sorry,
Any objections to the defendant appearing by Zoom?
no, Your Honor.
State, any objections? All right, we're here for a request for a bail reduction. This is from the 399th District Court, Judge Castro's court. Judge Castro is alternate presiding. I am presiding. And so, counsel, my understanding is that you spoke to the prosecutor there. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I went to his office and spoke to Jordan Brown. He and I discussed the facts of the case and the bond and how she was remanded without bond. He actually recommended a lowering of the bond to $1,000 from the $5,000 that I had requested. I agreed with that. And so it is an agreed request for a bond to be set at $1,000.
All right. All right, state, you may be excused. Thank you. Ms. Cabrera, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Raylan Jade Guadalupe Cabrera.
I just have a few questions to ask of you. The first question is, have you had any type of mental health diagnosis?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have you ever seen a doctor for any type of mental health issues?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever used any type of controlled substances? By that, I mean alcohol, marijuana, any type of drug issues?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you were released, who would you be staying with?
My mother.
And counsel, what is the charge on this case?
It's an evading arrest with a vehicle, Your Honor.
All right. All right, then the court will agree to your bond of $1,000 and there's to be no driving.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, is there anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Ms. Cabrera, they'll probably release you at midnight. So you'll have to coordinate with someone to pick you up. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Raylan, I'll contact your mother.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Young.
Thank you.
All right, counsel, where are we on discovery?
In relation to the possession case, Judge, I was able to peruse the merit pick from the district attorneys. It seems to be intact. On my end, I was trying to access it yesterday. It was undergoing maintenance.
Okay.
But at this point, that seems good. The issue is, Judge, I believe with the court's permission, if I can be placed on his burglary case.
Yes.
And then I will need to review that discovery in addition to his possession case to get a better handle on the case, Judge.
Okay.
I wanted to see if we can do a 2-week reset to July 16th on this.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we recall this back on July 16th? All right, we'll come back on July 16th. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank
All
you very
right,
much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good holiday.
All right, you too.
Attorney, what attorney?
René Muñoz.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1212, State of Texas versus Catherine Sanchez Aguilar. They're saying that she's in ISF, the
called-
East Wing.
Yes. Oh, well, I called them last week. They said they didn't have any papers on her for that. And I think you did the same yesterday, or the probation officer, the court probation officer did that yesterday.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm being told that Miss Aguilar is in ISF. Miss Ferguson and State, I'm gonna want a bench warrant for her to come back to court.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so, Norma, let's recall this for August 1st. So your client will be brought over by bench warrant.
Okay.
And if if it turns out she's not where everyone is saying she is, it'd be good for them to know.
Yes. All right, thanks, Judge. Can I
All right, thank you. Yes.